Liam is such an emotional role-playing powerhouse in Campaign 1 and Campaign 2. And then in Campaign 3, he pulls out this little guy that I have no problem with. If he was a real person, no problem with the guy. Probably very sweet. He's also gay, so that's great. He's LGBTQ representation. And I like his kind of leaf kind of thing going on. Leaf fighter, very cool. He's always trying to protect his friends. That's great. However, if you asked me a single thing that Orym did in the first 50 episodes of Campaign 3, I remember him making an upset face one time, and I remember him pushing an ally behind him. However, the scene I remember him doing this in was in Exandria Unlimited, which was the mini-series where he came in before Campaign 3 even came out. So Orym came in Exandria Unlimited, and now I didn't watch the full thing. It didn't catch my interest enough. I've watched all of Campaign 2, I've watched half of Campaigns 1 and 3, and I've watched a lot of one-shots. I've watched Calamity. I just started a couple. I started a Downfall, but I stopped it. Gotta get back to that one. All of Brendan's stuff is gold, and now I'm starting Campaign 4, and that's probably what I'll be watching for the foreseeable future. Very excited for Mighty 9 coming out soon, November. It's October 9th. I think it's coming out November 9th, so it's a month from now. That's pretty hype. Do I think Orym is a bad character? Yes. Do I think Orym was a waste of time in a role-playing actor space? Yes. Was Liam a good actor for playing Orym? No. It's very easy to sit at the D&D table and say nothing. That doesn't make your character, it's like, oh, they're quiet. Okay. And you're playing D&D, why? It's like, he does nothing. He doesn't, if you removed Orym from Campaign 3, there basically wouldn't be any change. Because also the entire group is entirely Chaos Engines. Chetney, Laudna, Fern, even Imogen, because she's just so connected to the plot. Ashton, Fresh Cut Grass. Literally, the only Orym character moments that stand out to me are the ones that he has with Dorian, and Dorian leaves after the first arc, like 15 episodes in. So it doesn't even really matter. It's his one friendship that's meaningful, and actually the only time I remember a lot of his roleplay moments now is when he gives Dorian a call on the Sending Stones. Now, I have not watched the second half of Campaign 3, so this is my perspective of Liam's character and of Orym and of the way that Liam roleplays for the first half of Campaign 3. Could this change? Maybe. Will it stay the same? I'm guessing probably at least 70% the same. If he does a couple more things, great. Great. He just doesn't do anything. Orym is a waste of space. He's a waste of space. And I hate to say that because I love Liam O'Brien, and Caleb and Vax are two of my favorite Critical Role characters of all time. So it's so interesting that the guy who plays two of my favorite characters, and also his new character, Hallandil Fang from Campaign 4, is great. I'm very intrigued by him. He's connected to a lot of characters and a lot of lore and everything, and he starts the campaign. It's great. Orym just feels like, what a waste of 3 years. And it might not have felt that way to Liam, because maybe Liam wanted to take a step back. Maybe Liam wanted to take a step back from role-playing. Maybe he wanted to give himself a break, because he played two extremely heavy role-play story characters in the first two campaigns. But going from that to 3 years of nothing felt like I just was so disappointed. Because I love Liam. I think he's so interesting and so engaging. He crafts such interesting characters. But if your character does nothing in D&D, then they're irrelevant. They are irrelevant. It's like, oh, he's nice. So is everyone else on the team. You know what he doesn't do? What he does that nobody else does? He doesn't talk. He doesn't do anything. All he does is exist on the team. It's like, oh, he's here. We're glad Orym's here. Sure. Yeah, I'm glad he's here too. Is he doing shit? No. Is he saying shit? No. Is he contributing anything to the narrative? I think he has the one moment with Laudna where Laudna reveals her backstory. Wow, he listens to her backstory. That was a lot in a moment that he listened to. He listened. So maybe Liam wanted to play a listening focused character, like he wanted to just sit back and let his friends take the spotlight. If that was his intention, I applaud him for that. And I think that was a very, if that was a choice he wanted, I think that's a great idea. Great idea. Or at least like if it's something that he thought was a good idea, sure, go for it. You know what I mean? Like give your friends space to be kind of like, but like that's not even like he basically just pulled himself out of the ring, maybe to let other people shine more, but it's like in doing so, he just created somebody that was nothing. So it's like I don't know what you're for. He doesn't do shit. Literally, he doesn't, you could take him out of the movie and he's gone. It's like, who is that guy? Orym? Yeah, he's gone. If he's like the moral center of the group, that's great. Sure, you need that. And the only reason you would need that is in the way that it's been presented to us in the actual play is like, if he was adapted into a TV show, he's the guy that's like, well, the camera would pan over to him and he would be like, and we could see that he's like, you know, cares about the group and he wants to do the right thing. That's great. That's great for you, Orym. You're just not an interesting D&D character to watch because you don't do shit. Every big character moment from that campaign to the first 50 episodes, I think another memory comes to mind with Orym, and it's when he gives the boat. Wait, that was Chetney. That wasn't even him. Oh my god, Chetney gave Dorian the boat. Not even Orym, his like best friend. This is so fucked. That was the best. See, Chetney and Dorian had better moments than Orym and Dorian. It's like, well, maybe Orym will get better when he gets his boyfriend to kiss in like episode 90. So if he's got to be shit and non-existent and quiet for 90 fucking episodes that are 4 hours long, guess what? You're nothing. You don't exist. You could have been an NPC. Orym feels like how it felt when Matt was playing Yasha in campaign 2. It's like she's there, but she's a ghost. It's like her player's not there, and she just watches. That's how Orym feels. And they talk about like campaign 3. Oh, it's a party of NPCs. Well, these NPCs talk and are interesting and are funny, and they actually interact and do stuff with the world. What do? You watch. Orym is a watcher. He's a watching thing. He's like a sentry. He just kind of stands there and he's just like, here are things going on. I am watching them. And it's like, that's so great, champ. Great for you. You did so good not participating. And it's like, it's hard for me to blame Liam for Orym because here's Liam's track record, right? He played the hero. He played the past tortured person trying to change time and fate. So we'll come back to Orym. Now he's playing, I don't really know, but he's playing kind of someone who uses like an older person that focuses much on words and like lifting up the next generation, right? And then in Age of Umbra, he played a quite crazy guy, quite radical, crazy guy for like 4 or 5 episodes. Very loud and weird and crazy and insane. If Orym is only good, it'd be like if Bo was only good if Yasha was there, or if Yasha's only good if Bo's there. And it's like, they're electric when they're together. It's like, Bo and Yasha, you're like, holy shit, they're so great. But like, Bo is one of my favorite D&D characters of all time. Love Bo to death, one of my favorite Critical Role characters. And she is good, standalone. She doesn't need a partner. She doesn't need a fucking, her romantic interest to be interesting. But that gets back to like, does this character stand on their own? Do they work by themselves? And it's like, that's kind of a hard question to answer, because one of my favorite parts about D&D, and especially about just like playing a campaign, is your characters become who they are because of the party they are around. If you're, just like in real life, the friends you are around affect how you grow and develop. And Orym, unfortunately, doesn't show any growth. The only growth he shows is personal growth when he goes and gets a little bit of leaves around his arm when he walks into a temple. great job, Orym. You really grew in friendship, buddy. You really, really want to be here. Thanks for showing us how much you care by talking to your friends, by doing shit, by taking initiative, and by, I don't know, having interesting story moments. Your whole thing is just, and it's like, that could be a Matt thing. You'd be like, oh, that's a Matt thing. Matt should have given more to do. And it's like, well, he can make stuff to do, or he can ask Matt to give him more to do, and he doesn't do shit. He doesn't do shit, and I'm just disappointed. And I'd be really curious if anybody's watched the rest. Does he basically stay the same? Does he change at all, if any? If it's very minor, great minor change. When Dorian gets there, does he suddenly magically become a character again? If so, then that's fucking lame. It's so fucking lame. Like, oh, tragic backstory, his husband died. That's so sad. That's it? Like, imagine if Not the Brave. Imagine Not the Brave. Not didn't say shit the whole campaign, and then, like, Yeza came up. It'd be like, oh, that's crazy. But because we know Not, and because we get to see Not be a fucking person and not a fucking cardboard cutout of a dude, we care when we find out about Yeza and shit. Orym's just nothing. I recorded a video ranting about why I didn't like Orym from Critical Role Campaign 3. And I think all of my main points in my head are completely accurate, which is he is basically just an excuse for Liam to be quiet. Playing an observer character in Critical Role was a choice. Now, I don't know Liam's reasoning for choosing him, so I'm going to look that up and see if he's ever talked about it. But all I know is it feels like a cop-out. It feels like he's copping out of acting. And maybe he needed a break. Maybe he just wanted to sit back. So I talk about all this. But the second half of this video is... why do I hate Orym? Hate. Hate is such a strong word. Why do I hate Orym? And I think I hate Orym. I think you hate things and you hate characters and stuff because they remind you of things. It's like he reminds me of who I used to be, which was a passive idiot. So I think that's like traumatizing for me. I think it's like annoying to see this character that reminds me of like just, I don't even know. So the practical, critical answer of Orym is I feel like he's a waste of acting time. And then the personal, subjective critique is, which isn't a critique, just subjective, is he reminds me of stuff I don't like. So therefore I kind of am biased against him. That's kind of the two big points, actually. So yeah, this is my Orym video. Side note, in doing my research for Orym, I got into the Leave Tell Bertrand Bell, like, in Serkono's fucking, like, lore. Yup. Yup.